And this is the third and hopefully final part of the Geoguessr corruption story, how a TikTok influencer hijacked the game of Geoguessr. And there we be. A lot of these players, they played live at the World Cup Geoguessr La Finale. If the Rainbolt tournaments are legitimate, then we should be seeing similar levels of play. They were not anywhere near capable of replicating the absurd results from the Rainbolt tournaments.
Ça aurait pu être Rio, mais là, ouais, non, ils se rapprochent tous, là. Et voilà, on voit un 4917.
Wow. Look like there, but
Oh shit.
yeah, what
Tu sais, hein.
it was
Non, ils n'ont pas eu. Ils gravitent.
surely, surely.
Déjà, se poser au Mexique, 0 emboussé.
Ouh.
Plutôt.
Non, c'est ok.
Oh.
No, I changed from that road. What?
It's fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine.
Attention. Ok. Voilà. En fait, le truc, c'est que vu qu'il se... Ouh, ça va faire mal, ça.
Just downtown.
Just downtown.
Ah, ça se prête. C'est ce que j'allais dire. Pourquoi il n'y en a pas un qui s'est mis en Australie?
Eh ben, c'est fini.
The number one way that they are cheating is ghosting, is by having people in the chat tell them where it is. It is so simple and so stupid that you think it's not possible. But watch. This has to be CZ. Belgium. Belgium. CZ. AG. CZ. 3 CZs. We have 3 CZs now. And it's right there. You have 3 people in the chat saying that it's Czechia. And it's Czechia. That would not be tolerated in any esports tournament for any game. Anywhere. The number 2 way of rigging the tournaments is by gatekeeping and preventing people who have the right to play in the tournaments from playing in them. Even if you're the best player, you don't necessarily get to play because Jupa gets to play every week. Why? I don't know. Debray gets to play every week. Why? I don't know. I don't have any idea who half of these people are. I can't prove that most of these people exist. It's about half and half. Milan has never done anything but lose in these tournaments, and yet is invited back every week. Why would they not give somebody who's better a chance? They are gatekeeping, and they are manipulating the matchups from the very beginning. The main way that people cheat is by using what people in the tournament would call a script. It's an extension to the game which allows you to just see the coordinates. If there's any question about whether or not they are using scripts to cheat in the tournaments, you should keep in mind that you can see at the bottom of this screen that they're using the script. Map manipulation. The locations in the tournaments often appear multiple times, sometimes one week after another. Oh look, that's the spot. He's holding his mouse over that bridge in Russia. Oh look, they knew that bridge in Russia. That is statistically impossible. Number 4, untraceable games. Instead of showing where the links are, they hide all of the game reviews. Game reviews are publicly available. It would ensure that people are able to see that they were using the actual maps. They were not creating fake maps that they could manipulate, making it much easier to identify the location. Number 5, having fake participants. People like John Harvey Kellogg. I've never seen that person's face. I've never heard their voice. They have said that they worked with Rainbolt one time on a YouTube video. I don't know what they meant by that, but John Harvey Kellogg, I originally thought was just a cheater, but I mean, what says that they're not just using AI for half of these people? Nothing? Yep, nothing. All right, what am I on? Number 6? Okay, number 6. Number 6 would be Mr. Rainbolt giving the locations away. You can see the previous video for that. Here we go. It's very confusing because Rainbolt is running the tournament, not playing in the game. It's their biggest prize pool ever, which is over $3,000. Number 7. And number 7 is the main one. Allowing people into the competition who are using scripts. The post by the Geomaster owner about this subject was deleted. The post by the GeoHints website, that wasn't deleted. A few days ago, a person going by the username something something advertises he advertises new Geoguessr tips website. His post got a lot of upvotes. Mostly unnoticed that most of the images on the site were stolen from GeoHints, which they stole from Wikipedia. The long-standing tips website that we all know and love. Souvlaki Zeitgeist, who posted the Mapper Manifesto. The Mapper Manifesto is the equivalent of going, I went into Starbucks the other day, and they said, would you like a muffin with that? I will not take that anymore. I am there for coffee. They started with coffee. Now they ask me if I would like a muffin? Quit this bullshit. I am a socialist. That is my summation of the Mapper Manifesto. And now we have Souvlaki Zeitgeist once again posting, the Geomaster site owner stole his content from GeoHints, and he subsequently tried to dox the community. Anytime that something happens in the Geoguessr community behind closed doors, suddenly these people tried to dox people. They have never provided evidence, and in this case the evidence is that the person put someone's put the initial of someone's last name. That's not doxing. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, I've seen doxing. That ain't doxing. But this has to be I don't know that I've ever seen anybody whore themselves so proficiently as Souvlaki Zeitgeist does. This is professional whoring right here. It went mostly unnoticed that most of the images on the site were stolen from GeoHints, the long-standing tips website that we all know and love. Oh my god. Now 1973 CG, for those of you who have somehow forgotten every time that I've said it, this is Rainbolt. 1973 CG Rainbolt. This Rainbolt, as someone who deals with people stealing my work all the time. Really, 1973 CG? Someone steals your work all the time? I didn't know that. 1973 CG has just said that they're in tournaments. That's all they've said. They didn't say they were a content creator. Huh, that's so weird. It's almost like it's Rainbolt, like I said a million times. There seems to be this wave of people trying to improve or get in on the Geoguessr community. Now, think of the fucking absurdity of Rainbolt saying, over the last couple months, there seems to be this wave of people trying to improve or get in on the Geoguessr community. What kind of attitude is it to be like, oh, they're trying to improve the community? That's good. What the fuck? I've warned a couple of them here publicly that what they were doing was stealing others' work. What are they talking about? What is he talking about? They all seem to have gone away with a mere whimper. That's because their threads get deleted, asshole. I was done! And that's why I spent an hour or so digging for the details of the ownership of their site and such. So he tried to dox them? I honestly don't know the mindset of a person who would try to anger a group of people who for a hobby find things in the world. I don't know the mindset of a person who would try to anger a group of people who for a hobby find things in the world. I started just hours or days later sometimes, but for now this guy's my attention, which isn't something most people want. Lastly, I appreciate you explaining your thought process on everything, but you also didn't owe us anything. You didn't even owe us putting it back up if you didn't want to. Alright, so now take a moment to just have this set in. Lastly, I appreciate you explaining what your thought process is on everything, but you also didn't owe us anything. Owe us anything. You didn't even owe us putting it back up if you didn't want to. What the fuck is he talking about? Now, once again, this is Rainbolt, and once again, what the fuck is he talking about? In the first video, I showed a montage of people on the Geoguessr subreddit being allowed to promote their own material. Now, this might have been too early in the video for people to understand exactly what they were seeing, what I was showing. So let's go through this real slow. Okay. Now, first of all, we have the rules of the Geoguessr subreddit over here on the right side. No self-promotion or video. Users who post in this subreddit solely to promote someone's content are not welcome and might be banned in case of repeated violations. If you would like to share your gameplay video, there is a channel dedicated to that on our Discord server. Alright, fair enough. This user has one post on the subreddit, and I don't know, would you call this self-promotion? Would you call a billboard that exists to promote yourself self-promotion? Crazy me would. I would. Now, you could argue, well, that's not content. So, okay. How about this then? Here's, once again, we saw this in the first video. Here's Jupa advertising for the new Team Ranked Duels on the Plonket website. Now, is this not self-promotion? Now, you may point out, but Jupa doesn't necessarily only post links to their own content. And the answer I would give you is, yeah, he does. Yeah. Jupa's only presence on this subreddit is to promote content. Zigzag, Harrier, and Rainbolt are all equally guilty of doing nothing on this subreddit except promoting, advertising, etc. That's all they do. So yeah, this was posted like a full year ago, and it was just a compilation of all the information that I had received from better players than myself coming into the chat. When I posted this, I said it was for educational purposes, and that it was non-monetized. And it took them 7 minutes to delete the video and threaten me with a permanent ban. So there seems to be a slightly different approach to various people here. It's like, yeah, even back then I wasn't so bad at the game. And by the way, the part about videos did not exist under the rules at that point. There was no rule saying you can't post videos specifically. Jupa, Rainbolt, Zigzag, GeoPeter, they can post all the self-promotional content they want. GeoHints, Plonket, they can post all the self-promotional content they want.
Go for the win. And I won. There we go. Bam, wham, and whatcha.
So this seems to be what really set things off. Now, it's interesting how the deleted version says our tournament winners Geoguessr employees. Sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of Geoguessr. But they also removed the top portion. I have heard that winners work directly for Geoguessr. Is this true? Now, when I said I have heard that winners directly work for Geoguessr, what I meant by that was that in December, I asked how to participate in the tournaments. And people who had been in the tournaments said, ask this person named Ning, and that person works for Geoguessr. So that's why I started the thread. Ah, the ding noise. All right, so everybody who believes that this is a conspiratorial load of bullshit, this is your opportunity. Go down to the comment section right now and let me know why it's conspiratorial to ask if tournament winners are Geoguessr employees when you are told that that is the case by tournament participants. I reached out to Geoguessr on Twitter and via email, and they have not responded. Now, I updated this, although I couldn't update it on the top portion, but I was able to, in the comment section at the last minute, I was able to update. Geoguessr did respond, and they said, no, Ning does not work for Geoguessr. I relayed this. I was anonymously sent documents made up to incriminate Rainbolt, which must have taken some trouble, but that they were, no, the way that they were written was stupid as hell. This is true though. People made official looking Geoguessr internal memos saying like, don't tell anybody about the employees participating in the tournaments. Somebody sent me forged documents. I shit you not. Now it says at the end, as for my personal opinion, it is not all of the winners are Geoguessr employees. It is that Geoguessr employees were allowed to play competitive, were in contact with Rainbolt, didn't tell anybody, or many people didn't know. And they were basically making a cash grab out of the tournaments. It seems like corporate corruption, incompetence, lack of transparency, responsibility, and a betrayal of trust. And that's it. I've been trying to get in touch with John Harvey Kellogg, but it turns out he doesn't exist. He has no presence on the internet outside of the Rainbolt tournaments. This is a great interaction. I would stop entertaining this guy. He is either schizophrenic or looking for attention. Check his post history. And I said, I like basketball and film history. I also posted about Rainbolt one other time 3 months ago, but I rarely post anything. And the response is, please seek help. What you are typing is not a sign of someone with a healthy mental state? What? So the moderator says this post has been removed automatically as this matter has been discussed extensively elsewhere. That is not true. You can check out the mega thread and the Twitter thread in the sidebar. I have no idea what they're talking about. This is 2 months ago. So much changes in so little time. 2 months ago, Ben Likes Code posted free Geoguessr alternative on the Geoguessr subreddit. Now, 2 years ago, this would have been instantly deleted, and Ben Likes Code would have been banned for life. He stole the Geoguessr code, he stole the maps, he stole the user interface, and then he posted that it is a free alternative on the Geoguessr subreddit. Dude is advertising his rip-off game on the sub of the game he copied. The thing is, when the game gets popular, you can't afford the Google API, and you have to ask for money for it. I, for one, would welcome some competition. It's not competition, they stole the Geoguessr code. It looks like it's a blatant ripoff. So you have the owners of the Plonket website, you have the owner of the GeoHints website, you have Rainbolt himself, you have multiple tournament contestants, and all of them are telling people to quit playing Geoguessr. And that brings us to the end of the story. The people who hijacked Geoguessr, they took over the GeoHints website, making anybody who wanted to learn how to play the game go through their website. They created the Plonket server so that they could have their own form of ELO and their own competitive mode. And now, the final step is they have actually stolen the game code. Now, who are they? They're a shadowy ring of conspirators. No, they're not. It's Jupa, Souvlaki, Zeitgeist, Zigzag, Rainbolt. It's the same fucking people. It's just the same people. Now, there might be a person named Ben Likes Code who came out of thin air 2 months ago and copied the code for Geoguessr. I would assume not, but who knows? 2 months ago, people were putting Ben Likes Code on blast for stealing Geoguessr's user interface, stealing their code, stealing their maps, and now you have these same burner accounts. Game Boy Genius, 1973 CG, Cautious Cakes or whatever. One after the other saying, well, looks like we better go to Geotastic. Don't forget to make a donation. Rihanna Anna, another tournament participant. Looks like we should go to Geotastic. Looks like we should go to GeoHub. Game Boy Genius. Somebody did make another Geoguessr. It's called GeoHub. Destone, Bitter Coast, all burner accounts. All of them telling people to quit the game Geoguessr. What do you do when you've monetized everything except the game itself? You steal the game. And they are stealing the game in plain sight. If you don't believe it, go to the Geoguessr subreddit. Watch it happen. It's happening right now, and it's going to continue to happen. This is a blatant hijacking of a game. This is the story of how Geoguessr was hijacked by a TikTok influencer. It is not a conspiracy. It is just a sad, sad story. And with that, we conclude part 3, the Geoguessr story. And there we be. If I were a moderator in the Geoguessr subreddit, this is definitely a post I'd allow. The best alternative to Geoguessr. People are mad that you have the option to pay extra money for funny men. And so now they're saying, what's the best alternative? GeoHub is the best alternative. It probably is the best alternative because they stole the code for Geoguessr, they stole the user interface, and they stole the maps. It is a miracle that they are not getting sued. The person who created the code, created the code. They stole the code. That person, they just came out of thin air 3 months ago. They didn't even exist until 3 months ago. Here we go. Flipside, that's a shill account. Bitter Coast, that's a shill account. These are all 1973 CG, that's Rainbolt. I only have like 3 to 4 games to play on GeoHub. Oh my god. Oh.